Hey everybody, Dylan here. In just a few days, I'm leaving to go hike the Foothills Trail. So the Foothills Trail is a 77-mile trail that goes through South Carolina and North Carolina, and I'm gonna do the trip in 5 days. Since I'm only a few days out, I've spent today getting my backpack ready, and I finally finished packing my food bag. So today I wanted to make a video diving into my food bag, showing you how much I bring on a trip this size, and also what I just like to eat on trail. So without further ado, let's dump this thing out and dive right in. Okay, so this is all the food that I'm bringing on the Foothills Trail. So before I dive in specifically, I just want to go over my overall plan and strategy. So basically here I have things planned out by day and by meal. So each column is going to be by day. So this is day 1, this is day 2, and so on all the way to day 5. And then the rows are going to be by individual meals. So the top row is going to be breakfast, this is going to be lunch and snacks, and the bottom is going to be dinners. And then when I have all of this planned out, I'm going to package each day into its own gallon Ziploc bag. And each one of those gallon Ziplocs are going to weigh about 2 pounds each, and they're going to contain about 2,500 to 3,000 calories. So that's kind of what's going through my head when I'm planning for a trip like this. And now I'm going to dive in specifically to each category. Okay, so this is everything that I bring for breakfast. So you're going to find throughout this video that I have a system that's pretty dialed in. I don't get tired of eating the same thing every day, and since it's working, I'm not going to change it. So to start off every day, I'm going to have a bagel. So these are just everything bagels. I have one for each day, so I've got 5 here. And these are loaded with carbs. These are actually pretty high in protein at 11 grams, and I love bagels. So I just have one of these to start off every morning. And then after the bagel, I'm always gonna have some kind of protein bar. So any protein bar will do. What I'm looking for here is something that has a lot of protein. So this one has 12 grams, and these are around 200 calories. And I try to pick bars that have around 200 calories. And then along with my protein bar, I usually have one of these almond butter packets. So these are from Justin's. Again, 5 grams of protein, high in calories at 210 calories. And sometimes I even put this on my protein bar and eat it while I'm walking. And then no breakfast is complete without coffee, so I bring 2 packs of coffee for every morning. This is just instant coffee. If it's really cold out, I will put it in my pot, but most days I just dump these in my water bottle and drink iced coffee while I'm walking down the trail. And then the final packets in each pile are my electrolytes for the day. So when I get my breakfast out, I'll put these in my hip belt pouch or somewhere accessible on my backpack, and I'm drinking these throughout the day. So you want to make sure you're drinking plenty of electrolytes on trail. And I always make sure to bring an electrolyte packet with some caffeine in it. So this is from Celsius, and you know, if you need a little pick-me-up during the day, that's a great option to get some electrolytes and some caffeine. So I pretty much repeat that process every day. So I have a bagel, a protein bar, some almond butter, some coffee, and then the electrolytes are throughout the rest of the day. Some other ideas are Pop-Tarts or granola or grits, but I've found this is the most simple. I can eat while I'm walking, and it works great for me. So yeah, that's my idea for breakfast. Okay, so let's go over lunch. So again, you'll see I have 5 days worth of food laid out on top. I'm pretty much eating the same idea, or I have the same plan every day. So lunch always starts out with a tortilla of some kind. So I've got a tortilla, I've got some salami, and I don't have cheese shown, but I have some in the fridge. So I usually bring like a block of some kind of hard cheese. So this trip I'm bringing like extra sharp cheddar. And I'll just cut up some cheese with some salami, put it on a tortilla with salt and some hot sauce, and that's gonna be the start of my lunch. And then once I eat the tortilla, I'm usually gonna pack up and eat the rest while I'm walking. So after the tortilla, I'm gonna go for something salty to munch on. So I've got these corn nuts here as an example. These are like 500 calories a pack. Corn nuts are a good example. I've got another pack there. Those are honey roasted peanuts and trail mix in the 2 Ziploc bags. After I eat the top item, I'm usually full, so I'll have 2 bars left over for the rest of the day. And I'll typically just eat those once I knock out a few miles and I start getting hungry again. I'll have a bar, and I just kind of eat those when I feel like it. So for the bars, all I'm looking for is something that is around 200 calories and that tastes good. So this one's from Aldi. I've got a random protein bar there. I've got a Kind bar and a knockoff Cliff bar over there. But honestly, anything you can find at the grocery store or whatever you have in your pantry will work just fine. So this is pretty much everything that I eat throughout the middle of the day on trail for lunch and while I'm snacking. And then the final meal of the day is gonna be dinner. So let's dive into that. Okay, and now for my favorite meal of the day, dinner. So again, I have 5 days of food planned out here, and every day pretty much has the same idea. So first, I'm looking for something that has a lot of calories and that is cheap and light. So anything like instant mashed potatoes are gonna be great. I've got some mac and cheese that I've repackaged in the Ziploc because it came in a box and that was too heavy and too bulky. Knorr pasta and rice sides are fantastic. They're cheap and light. And then on the far end, I've got another set of the instant mashed potatoes. And then every day I'm gonna add some kind of protein to my meals. So like the pasta and the rice and the mashed potatoes, I'm cooking those straight in my pot. And then when it's done cooking, I'm gonna add one of these chicken packs or like a tuna pack or anything like that in it. But these have like 100 calories a piece and they're loaded with protein. And that's gonna really fill me up and be a ton of calories. And then I'm gonna end every day with, of course, a candy bar. These are fun size because I'm trying to be a little healthier. But, you know, I like to finish the day with something sweet. You could do a protein bar or anything like that. And then one of my hacks on trail for making your dinner or any of your food taste better is I always bring these salt and pepper packets from, you know, the grocery store or the gas station, anything like that. I dump these right in the pot and it just makes the meals taste so much better. I love hot sauce, so I always bring like a travel bottle of hot sauce or again like packets from the grocery store or the gas station. So I put these in my dinners and I'll even put these on the tortillas for lunch. And then another food hack on trail is to bring a bottle of olive oil. So I just put olive oil in this container that I got from Garage Grown Gear. And this helps to add, you know, a ton of calories, a lot of healthy fats, and it makes your food taste better. So always bring a bottle of olive oil on trail. And that's pretty much everything I'm eating for dinner while I'm on trail. And then like I said previously, once I get each day planned out, I'm gonna repackage every day into its own gallon Ziploc bag. And that just makes it so I don't have to go inside of my pack constantly throughout the day. So at breakfast, I'm gonna pull out the gallon Ziploc that I need for the day and keep it on the outside of my pack for quick access. And like I said previously, every day I'm gonna be consuming around 2,500 to 3,000 calories, and each day is gonna weigh around 2 pounds. So all of my food for the Foothills Trail is gonna weigh around 10 pounds. So that's what the process looks like when I'm planning out my food for my trips. And then all that's left to do is to put everything inside of my food bag and we are ready to go backpacking. So hopefully this gives you some insight into what kind of food I'm bringing on my backpacking trips, and I hope this helps you out when you're planning your next trip. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.